My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the holy word of God of 11th December 2022, the third Advent Sunday. The trust, rejoice, the indicative of our reflection. Rejoice with joy and singing, because the dry land of life shall blossom abundantly with the glory and majesty of the Lord. The only thing needed is patience. The third Sunday of Advent is celebrated as the Sunday of joy. The Word of God breathes a profound air of joy. The prime reason for joy is quite clear. The Messiah comes, and his coming heals and renews everything. There will be an abundance of life in renewed strength and gladness. The glory and the majesty of the Lord shall be resplendent on earth in new blossom and vigor. But we need to see this reign of the Messiah. We need to see with the eyes of faith and hope. Often, life looks bleak and dark with manifold vicissitudes. Like the disciples of John the Baptist, we too may ask Jesus, "Are you the one who is to come, or shall we look for another?" Like many in the world, we too may be looking for many other alternatives, like the world, the flesh, and the evil. It is in this context Jesus replies, "Go and refer to John the Baptist what you hear and see. The blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are cured, the dumb speak, the dead are raised, the poor receive the good news." These are really the very same signs of the messianic times as told in the Old Testament, as heard in Isaiah. The deserts and the dry land rejoice and blossom like the rose. He transforms everything by his healing and health, by restoring happiness and peace. Today, the same Lord is telling us almost the same thing. Go and refer to the world what you hear and see. This implies that we ourselves hear and see before we testify to others what God does in our world and in our human lives. Do we really hear God's voice, God's message constantly speaking to us? Do we hear his directions and counsels? Do we hear his cautions and warnings? Do we hear his appeal for conversion, for renewal? Do we hear his daily invitation to trust in him, to experience his love and mercy? Then, do we see his hand working in our lives? Do we recognize his action and intervention in our lives? Do we see his healing bandaging our wounds, his care protecting us, his love nurturing and strengthening us, his mercy forgiving us, His wisdom illumining and guiding us? True it is that in our present times there is so much blindness, deafness, numbness, lameness, aridity, sadness, and death. These do not seem to be the messianic times, but the demonic times. Many cannot and do not see, do not hear, do not speak God and good. Many are paralyzed with regard to moving for God and good. Many limp and stumble in the path of God and good, while they run in the road of evil and fun. Further, many experience their life dry and sad. Life does not seem to be fair and happy, so it is difficult to believe and testify. But the truth is this: our God is loving and caring, and unfailingly He comes to save us. We need to be convinced of this. We need to believe this against all incredulity, trust amidst all distrust, hope against all hopelessness. We need to be courageous against all discouragement. We need to be strong against all weaknesses. We need to be firm against all wavering. We need to be wise and clear amidst all confusion and deviations. As Isaiah says, we need to strengthen our weak hands and confirm our feeble knees. Yes, strengthen our weak hands, cling tight to God in faith, and stretch out to reach out to others in charity. We need to make steady our stumbling knees in prayer, in determination, and in surrender. We need to establish our hearts. We need to be patient, as James exhorts us, like a farmer and like all the prophets. Only like this we can live and testify like John the Baptist. God comes to save us, and He changes the quality and the tone of our life. And now the imperative for our life: only in joyful suffering and patient endurance our Advent, our Christmas become events of joy here and now, and not merely of the past.